This is a video to diagnose any suction related issues or if the machine is not drying the floor properly. So the first thing to do is check if you have a fault light illuminated on the control panel. So you have a spanner here which indicates a fault, and if the suction motor had a fault, then the suction motor light here would illuminate. If you did have this light illuminating, then the suction pod, which is a very quick, easy part to fit, this part literally slides out, this would need replacing. We have another video how to replace that. If you don't have the fault light, the first thing to check is obviously if the suction motor's starting. So when we turn the machine on, can you hear the vacuum motor running? If you can't hear the vacuum motor running when the switch is coming on, then there's only three things that could be wrong. Either the vacuum motor itself needs changing, potentially an issue with the PCB, which is inside here, or potentially the control panel, this switch could be faulty, but that's very unlikely. So if the vacuum motor is not starting, we have separate videos how to replace those components. So let's assume that the vacuum motor is running, but it's not drying the floor. So the first thing to do is we're gonna squeeze the suction hose. You will hear a difference in the tone of the vacuum motor. That will let us know the seals are okay. So let's try that now. Let's turn off the brush and the water. So the vacuum's running. If I squeeze this hose now, you can hear a tone difference in the vacuum. That tells us that the seal is correct, and also the seal on the vacuum motor. If you didn't hear that tone difference, then there's a few things to check. It's likely that this seal is not sealing properly on the tank, so check that this is, pushed in all the way, check it's not deformed, check that it's not got damaged. As long as it looks like this, and it's nice and even all the way around and intact, then that seal should be okay. The next thing to check is on the recovery tank. If you see here, on the lid it says push. These need to be pushed in all the way to make sure that it's flush, because the seal creates a seal over the top of these. Now, if somebody has not fitted the tank properly, let's just assume, they kind of put it in like this so that these are quite proud, then the seal is not going to seal over this. So you need to make sure they're pushed in all the way. Assuming they're pushed in, the next thing to check is your recovery tank filter. So take this out, make sure this is clean, replace it if needed, but this needs to be absolutely clean. You can then also take off the lid, check this is clean here, check the hole down here is clear, there's no blockage in there. Assuming all of that is okay, then the next thing to do is check down here on the hose, check that this is also clear down there. Then flip the head and you can check for blockages here. Okay, so assuming the hose is clear on both ends, then check that the hose is intact, check that there's no damage or it's not been split, maybe somebody's caught it on something sharp. We'll show you how to change the hose in a separate video if this was damaged. If the hose is intact, the only other issue is going to be related to the squeegees. So potentially the squeegees need changing, maybe they've not been fitted correctly, maybe the wheels are excessively worn, and we have a separate video on how to maintain and check the squeegee. And that's everything that could be an issue related to suction and drying. related problems.